we all put, I just get very frustrated and upset really when I see people putting tons and tons of time into a business and they could have earned more going to work for someone else and had their weekends back and the sleepless nights disappear, because I understand the cash flow worries, the staffing worries, that should I grow, should I stay organic, should I borrow that money, should I not borrow that money, all the things that the mental stress, as well as, because the time at work is only half of it, isn't it? It's the time at home when this doesn't turn off. It's very hard. I mean, the only way I ever get this turned off is if I watch a film, or, you know, I can't, you know, I have to really be out of the, and I just feel like people don't get the real wealth and the real important part of the business is coming up with, you know, how we're going to exit this thing and not thinking about it at retirement.
We can be heroes everywhere we go. You can have all that we ever want. Singing like Ali, rocking our bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep it on silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable.
Morning all, welcome to Backstage Business. This is James Sinclair doing a group coaching session, and today we're going to be talking about the art of deal making. It's something I passionately believe in, getting deals done to be successful in business. And I think when we group coach here and we get our, these are like high level business owners that I'll be coaching today, people that have got 6-figure plus businesses, even some seven figures in there, really understanding how to get deals done, how to sell businesses or how to get people into your business. The art of deal making and the skill set of getting a deal done is something so important, and that's why I massively believe in this group coaching session here at Accelerator. We're going to let you sneaky peek some of the things that I'm going to be talking about today, aren't we, Chudders? So enjoy the show and we'll see you later on. Frankly, lots and lots of EN members don't even think about that, and I want to touch on that for 10 minutes as well. And then the other thing that no one thinks about is this company value. Now, the ones that do think about that are the ones that exit and do really well. When they want to exit their business, the year they want to exit is when they really start to think about it, where the smart thing to do is start with the end in mind. So you start your business on day one, and maybe you're going to build it for 20 years, but the exit planning starts on day one, and that makes you really smart. And it also makes you really smart if you don't ever want to sell it, because by doing that, the disciplines that you'll put on yourself will just turn the organisation into something so fantastic. So guys, we just had a fantastic morning session here with Accelerator, which is the group coaching program in our Birmingham leg. We've only been running at Chudlington for a couple of months but we've really got some good stuff happening. We've really started to infuse the business lessons into people, really starting to think about things that I just know that they wasn't thinking about, and we're amplifying those problems that can really turn into disasters if you don't start thinking about it in your business. So what is your exit plan? What are you doing about building a valuable asset that one day you can sell even if you don't want to? And that was the point I was really trying to push home. And I'm sure, Chubbers, you got some of that, aren't you? And are you going to put that in for?
I will.
Just little bits. You know, we don't want to give all of our stuff away. We want to get people just, you know, tick all the taste buds. Tick all the taste buds. That's what we want to do, Chudders. And you guys are going to watch the rest of the day. So see you there. Bye. So guys, we've had a fantastic day here at our group coaching session with Mark Rees and myself, James Sinclair. We've had a really good day, haven't we? And we were talking about tea earlier. Here it is, tea. What was it talking about, this tea?
We were talking about Claire's tea, Hetty's tea, up in Pitlock, where you say it?
That place.
That place. and we were looking at the branding of this, and we were talking about how the brand and how the design of the packaging has a real impact on where the consumer sees the price point.
Yep.
And people's perception of how much they're prepared to pay for something, how much the value of that is to them, really comes down to so much. Comes down to the colours used, comes down to the typefaces, comes down to the design, comes down to the quality of the packaging, rather than the product itself.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Do you think part of this problem is as well that everyone thinks they're a designer nowadays, don't they?
Do you think so? Do you think you're a designer?
No, I don't, but I think everyone has a go at designing stuff rather than getting professional outside opinion.
Yeah, I think there are some people that really know what they're talking about when it comes to branding. And
You are one of those.
Comes to design. Thank you.
I don't know anyone that knows more than you about this sort of thing.
I know people that know more than me about this sort of thing, and luckily, I've learned a thing or two from them.
Yeah.
And I'm able to pass comment on this sort of design.
Yeah, she's doing more than most. Let's be absolutely clear.
There's nothing wrong with this.
And
Nothing
she's
wrong
made
at all.
a start, which
but,
gives her.
But if you design for one end of the market and price for the other, then there's a disconnect.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter which way around you get that. If you don't match the two, if your branding and positioning is not aligned with your price point, then the consumer's confused.
She's trying to get both, isn't she? Trying to do.
You just got to match them.
Yeah.
If you want to be expensive, you got to look expensive. If you want to be cheap, you got to look cheap.
Yeah.
And consumers are looking for those visual clues
Yeah.
to know what the value is and know it's a good deal.
From Mark and I think we've got that covered, Chudlington. See you in the evening when we close off this Backstage Business.
So it's very exciting for Backstage Business Chudlington. We're starting our brand new podcast, and we're doing it with Claire from Hetty's Tea Room. Hatties or Hetties?
Hetties.
Hetties. And we're very excited about this because it's a new thing we're starting. We're going to try and get as many in as we can every week, managed by Chudlington, who's going to organise this. But it's good to have EM members on the podcast, give them a bit of profile. I think people will come back to this, and when we've got millions of people listening to it in the future, people will be buying more tea. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to be letting you know how podcasting goes, because we think voice is going to be a big important thing for businesses going. If you've got Alexa at the home, where you just say, "Hey, play me a podcast on cooking," or "Play me a podcast on tea,"
And there I'll be.
and that will happen more and more, and we're sure of it, aren't we, Chudders?
We are.
Yeah, we are. People can, they can't see you nodding. You're going to have to answer.
Yes.
Sometimes, yes. So we think voice is becoming just as important as video, as it becomes more automated around the home. And we've been noticing in vehicles, you've got the podcast button on new vehicles coming. So we want to be in this podcasting space. And we're going to be interviewing Claire and asking the questions about it. And if you want to find out, you can listen to the podcast. You get a little sneak preview of Backstage Business. Let's do it. A podcast, me, James Sinclair. This is brought to you from the Entrepreneurs Network, where we interview fantastic entrepreneurs.
So guys, this wraps up another episode here on Backstage Business, and we've just finished Accelerator, which is our group coaching program from the Entrepreneurs Network, and I'm here at Mark Crease's house. I'm staying here tonight because we're into the EN office tomorrow, which is in Birmingham. We've had a really good day. This is Mark's beautiful home, well, basically we've discovered we've got a lot of people viewing into Backstage Business now. Business owners, entrepreneurs, really successful heavyweights of the business world, and these two come in gang. These are Mark's sons, Marcus and Sebastian, and your views of Backstage Business, aren't you? What do you think? Do you think we're doing a good job?
Yeah.
What can we do better? What can we do better? Just be quiet, please, and let him get a word in edgeways.
Well, it's going well.
It's going well. It's going, no complaints whatsoever. There must be something we can do to improve it. Think it needs to be funnier?
Yeah, make it funny.
Funnier. So we've got to get all the business lessons out, and we're going to make it funny. Anything else you want to say?
Like go to different places.
Go to different places. Chudlington, we've got to get some more locations. I'm going to speak to a radio station. We might be going to a radio station. We're not sure yet. Chuz is very strict about where we're going. We're trying to get our location. Any other ideas?
Go to Japan.
Japan. Okay, so we're going to be doing backstage business in Japan. These, so as we take the kids and they get involved and they're giving us ideas. So Japan, any other ideas? Any other locations?
You know when you interview that guy at
Charlie Mullins,
Charlie Mullins?
the plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and interview some more people.
We're going to try and get in. We need to get, basically, for us to interview really cool people.
Like us.
I mean, you are the coolest people we've ever interviewed. I mean, you're cooler than Charlie Mullins. Don't you think? Give me some of that, yeah? You guys are the coolest people we've ever interviewed, but we do need to interview more people to give some value to our viewers. But, do you know how we get to interview some really cool people? We have to become famous. We have to make the show famous. Backstage Business needs to get more viewers, so people are desperate to come on the show so we can interview people like... Any ideas who we should interview?
Michael Jackson?
It's going to be difficult, that. It's going to be difficult, that.
Lord Sugar.
Lord Sugar. Lord Sugar, if you're watching Backstage Business, we want to get you on Backstage Business. You've heard it here first. You heard it here first. Maybe Lord Sugar's watching. I don't know. Maybe he's going to subscribe. LC, if you are watching this, we want to be getting you on Backstage Business. For me, James Sinclair, and you,
Marcus Beasley.
and you.
Ed Creaser.
See you very soon. Goodbye.
Subscribe.
Subscribe, he loves it. Go, you playing, yeah? So we've just come back, we've just done a little edit, and we've got our producer, Mark Creaser, who's far smarter than suggested we get Michael Jackson on the show. And then I said, if you're watching LC, and I meant Lord Sugar, so if you're watching LS, then please come on to the show, or AS, LAS. But Lara Croft, if you're watching as well, because I was thinking about you and I said LC, Lara Croft, that's who I was thinking about. That's who I was thinking about.
This wraps up Backstage Business.
And don't forget to
Subscribe.
see ya.